And what I really look at Trump as is a hiring mistake. I think that there was a case. I can understand the case for electing him. And I know a lot of people who looked at him and said, guy's a businessman, run a multi-billion-dollar company. You know, he'll come in, he'll act pragmatically, he'll run things like a business.
Because we have so many historical examples of that working.
Right? Right, sure. Many Republicans believe that. I talk to Republicans in Congress about this fairly frequently, and many of them at this point, if you look at Bob Corker or Jeff Flake or in different ways John McCain, are on record about this. They don't think he's fit to be president. They say that all the time. I mean, Corker said that he's treating the thing like a reality show, that he's put us on the path to World War III, that the White House has become an adult daycare center.
Right.
And he said the rest of the Senate agrees with him. If you look at polling, a majority of the American people think Donald Trump is not fit to be president. If you listen to his own staff, I mean, there's reporting about how his staff has formed what they call the Committee to Save America to stop him from doing dumb things, how Generals Kelly and Mattis made a pact that one of them would always be in the U.S. at all times to make sure Trump didn't do something stupid when they were both somehow on a trip at the same time. So they can't even take a vacation because they're afraid of him. I mean, you listen to this stuff and it is wild, and you watch what he is doing and what he is saying. I mean, we're talking at a time Donald Trump has begun denying that the Access Hollywood tape, where he is shown on tape and heard on tape, is him. And it's like unclear at some level. Is he lying to us? Is he lying to himself somehow? Which one of those would even be scarier? I mean, we've heard this guy at this point say that he's really sad he can't direct the Justice Department to prosecute his political enemies. This is not okay behavior. Nobody thinks it's okay behavior. What I do think you're right about here is a weird thing that has sustained Trump is that there is so much swirling around him that there's not time to focus on any one thing. Do you remember there's an old Simpsons episode where they give Montgomery Burns a checkup, and the doctor is like, well, you know, imagine you have all these gremlins going through a door, and there's so many of them, and he has these little like puppets that they're all squeezed at the door together. Like none of them can get through because there's so many illnesses trying to kill you simultaneously because you're so old. And Burns sort of laughs and says, great, I'm invincible. Trump has a little bit of that quality to him. I'm not the one who came up with this metaphor, but back during the campaign, someone said that the thing about Trump is that it's like a bed of nails, right? All of his different scandals. If it were just one nail, like it would be piercing, right? But because it's a new thing every day, he sort of like is able to somehow lie on top of them without being hurt. Whereas Clinton, and there's this famous word cloud from Gallup of what people knew about the two candidates. Like Clinton, like the only word they heard was emails, right? She had the one nail.
Right.
And so I do think that Trump has been helped by the fact that he keeps doing something else outrageous, that we all move on from the last outrage pretty quickly. And so there's a general sense of things going badly. He's a very unpopular president, but there's not really the focus on one thing going badly.
And finally, I ask the leaders of the region, political and religious, Israeli and Palestinian, Jewish and Christian and Muslim, to join us in the noble quest for lasting peace. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Israel. God bless the Palestinians. And God bless the United States. Thank you very much.
Now, Doctor, I want you to test me for everything. Every disease on this chart. Fine. We'll just start by drawing some blood. Well, isn't that odd? It's like poking through meringue. No,